Three friends, Vinay, Mrinal, and Ajay, sat huddled together, drinks and conversations flowing, their eyes flickering with the excitement of the unknown. The topic of real hauntings came up, and soon they were sharing tales of terror and horror. Ajay spoke of a haunted house, a place where the ghost of a girl named Sumitra was said to roam. She had met her untimely end at the hands of a madman who had used a peculiar looking knife to stab her. Vinay's eyes widened with excitement as he revealed that he possessed the very same knife. It had been given to him by his uncle, who had recovered it from the police station where his father had served as an officer. Vinay's mind raced as he spoke of the knife's powers. He was convinced that it was the only way to rid the haunted house of Sumitra's ghost. Mrinal, the skeptic of the group, scoffed at Ajay's tale of Sumitra's ghost. He scolded his friends for indulging in such childish fantasies and urged them to face the reality of the world. But Vinay, with anger burning in his eyes, defended the veracity of the story. Fueled by his conviction, he challenged Mrinal to spend the night in the haunted house, daring him to put his skepticism to the test. Vinay promised to pay him 1,000 rupees if he succeeded. Mrinal, ever the opportunist, eagerly accepted the challenge. He saw it as an easy way to make some quick cash. The following night found three friends standing before the haunted house. The interior was in shambles, a testament to years of neglect and abandonment. Vinay and Ajay, sensing danger in the air, prepared to leave, but not before Vinay handed Mrinal the knife. It was an antique Indian brass dagger, its embellishments glinting in the dim light. To Mrinal's surprise, the blade was still sharp, as if waiting for its next victim. Vinay and Ajay wished him good luck, advising him to use the knife when required, and departed, leaving Mrinal standing alone in the dark, foreboding house. As the night crept on, Mrinal found himself growing more and more restless. With nothing to do in the abandoned house, he decided to find a bedroom and try to get some sleep. He stumbled upon one on the first floor, its peeling wallpaper and dusty floorboards creaking under his weight. There was a bed, but with no mattress. So he made do by plopping his head on his arm and drifting off to sleep. Mrinal was awoken from his slumber by a blood-curdling screech. He bolted upright, his heart pounding in his chest, and looked around in confusion. What he saw before him made his blood run cold. The room was no longer the same one he had drifted off to sleep in. It was now in perfect order, as if it had never been abandoned or neglected. Mrinal, never one to panic, tried to convince himself that he was still dreaming. But the feeling of unease that settled over him made him realize that this was all too real. He tried to make sense of what was happening. A figure appeared before him. It was the ghost of Sumitra, her eyes blazing with anger and fear. "Get out of my house!" she screamed at him, her voice echoing. She screamed again, "Who are you? And what do you want? Get out!" In a moment of sheer terror, Mrinal lunged forward with the antique dagger, the only weapon he had against the vengeful spirit of Sumitra. The blade plunged deep into her abdomen and she let out a bone-chilling scream that echoed through the house. But as the seconds ticked by, Mrinal realized with a mounting horror that nothing had changed. Sumitra was still there, her eyes fixed on him with an intensity that made his skin crawl. It was as if the ghostly entity had somehow managed to alter his reality, trapping him in a nightmare that he couldn't escape from. He looked down at his hands and saw that they were covered in blood. Sumitra, clutching at the dagger, staggered backwards and fell down. Mrinal gasped as a man rushed into the room and grabbed him by the collar, his mind reeling with confusion and fear. Was this man a ghost too? He struggled to break free, but the man punched him in the stomach, sending a searing pain through his body. As he tried to move away, he realized that he was pinned down, unable to escape. And then he saw it, a calendar on the wall, its faded pages proclaiming the year as 1953. Mrinal's mind was a jumbled mess as he found himself trapped in a rustic-looking jail cell. His head was pounding and his body ached from the beating he had received earlier. He yelled out, desperately trying to make sense of the situation. "I'm innocent," he screamed. "She was a ghost. That knife was to get rid of a ghost. I'm innocent." But the police paid no heed to his ramblings, dismissing him as just another madman in a city full of them.